Hello and welcome to the show. We start this week's FailRace episode on Horizon 2. It's never a good idea to go flat out over a hill. You don't quite know what's the other side, because sometimes that may happen. You may sort of jump some buildings and end up falling through the world. Aussie Bloke 27 again on Horizon 2 doing a speed run with his Maserati Gibble when he finds a bump, and that's enough to launch the car into the air, bounces off the roof of a Hummer and continues to tumble and roll and tumble, and eventually the Maserati comes to a rest. That's a hell of an accident. To have a quick attorney 30s messing around at the docks in Horizon 2 with his Jeep when he goes for a jump, bounces it off a silo, and we land it quite neatly. That's not a bad trick, certainly, for the for the little Jeep to be pulling. Schmitz on Horizon 2 doing one of the co-op bucket list challenges where a slightly laggy teammate bumps him into a rock. Yeah, I wouldn't worry about being too slow. I'd be more concerned about hitting a rock at 60 miles an hour, Forza. That's little just unfortunate placement of the rocks. Gadget Boy 8 goes for a big tumble in his Lancia 037. He has a slow down replay. I wondered what he flipped off. It was a lamppost and then a KTM that sent the Lancia for a very athletic front flip there, and he does eventually come to a rest. This might be one of my favourite clips of all time. Manuel with clutch on Horizon 2 is driving around with his Fiat 8V when everybody else decides that they want to join in. I've never seen the drivatars do this. Just every single drivatar has decided it wants to be driving the Fiat. One of them decided to do a U-turn on the dual carrier. I mean, I'm not sure that's the safest of manoeuvres to be put. Admittedly, there is bugger all traffic around anyway, but still, not a good idea to be doing. But yeah, all of the drivatars have decided, look at them all, they're all poured out, they're in their own little race. I'm pretty sure there are far more Fiat 8Vs in this clip than there are in existence in the world. I think there's only supposed to be like 6 or 8 of them, or so. There's not very many of them around. He goes and changes cars, gets something else, that goes through the garage and so on, but nope, we've still got Fiats everywhere. I think he's driving the old Jag now. It's just it's a train of Fiats that goes on for as far as the eye can see. It's mighty impressive. Yeah, I've definitely never seen Forza, never seen Horizon 2 do this. I mean, if it's going to pick a car to fill the world with, I mean, the Fiat 8V is not a bad choice of car, certainly, but yeah, that is, really rather amusing from them. Up next, EMP Lego Brick on Project Cars racing the Formula Golfs around the Dubai circuits, going for the outside line at the final turn here. It's a brave manoeuvre to try and pull. Unfortunately, the AI on the inside doesn't quite give him space, bumps his car off. Now he looks to the inside, doesn't notice the sneaky car that is going along there, that puts him back into the wall, and the wall eats his car. Yes, apparently the walls at Dubai are really rather hungry for Formula Golf. Up next, Bionic Dirt on a dirt rally at the Wales Rally with his Mini. This is a dangerous corner. I found this out to my peril, but the Mini goes for a spectacular roll. I've ended up in the advertising boardings before, not quite rolled a car that many times down that particular part, and in true rally style, of course. He carries on. More dirt rally with a very FailRace overtake from a Volkswagen. Yeah, the curbs here are horrendous for getting cars up on two wheels and rolling. It is so easy. And this time the Volkswagen came off really well. That could have gone a lot worse in getting on two wheels through that part. Sonic Hedgehog 76 on Dirt 3, racing towards the line, the very end of the run, when the Suzuki decides it wants to be a stunt car to cross the finish. Yeah, it's slightly unfortunate on the replay, quite hard to show because it's literally just the finish line there. Bounces across the cattle grate and it causes the front of the car to dig in with such a big, huge splitter on the front and so on. Yeah, and then we're going to cross the line, well, sort of flipping and twisting. Not ideal. Not an ideal way to finish a race. Up next is Dim on GTA 5. Sees the warning ahead of him. I think that's a cheater. Gets a long way on two wheels, but he doesn't quite pay heed to it as the next corner. Sorry, I think it's a T20 that's ahead of him. Next corner, he does the same thing. Clips the grass banking and that's the Osiris on its side, and him pretty much out of the race. Yeah, the grass banks can be dangerous. Dr. Tony X on the crew. Now, normally it's the Dodges that are mean and weird to cars on the crew. This time, though, it's a Ford that decides the rough shall not pass and shall be fired at great velocity into a tree. He respawns, but that was a very, very angry. I think it's a Ford Explorer. Yeah, not a happy Ford. Douglas 1 on Test Drive Unlimited 2, showing us yet again why it's not a good idea to cut corners. We saw this on Flat Out recently, why you shouldn't cut corners. Well, similar story if you try and cut corners on Test Drive. The curb will spit you out on your roof. He does get going again, lands it quite nicely for such a violent flip across the curves, but there we go. CBZ Rogue D90 on War Thunder, going in for a landing on an aircraft carrier. I've never tried to land on an aircraft carrier on here. Gets things, just takes a little too much speed, a little too heavier an impact on the aircraft carrier, completely misses it, and now he's in a little bit of trouble because there is now no landing gear on one side. I think he also took a propeller off as well on that left side, and the rear landing gear as well by the looks of it. Yeah, so just smacks the plane. It's not ideal for when it comes to landing. However, amazingly, I give you credit for managing to land a plane in this particular state. May have failed miserably and bounced off the aircraft carrier. Still manages to get it landed on a more normal runway. That's some impressive flying. On that one there, get it slowed down, and there we go, comes to a rest. Not quite the most graceful of landings, considering it's missing most of its landing gear, but still, well done for getting that part. Maxis Shepherd on Battlefield 4 is in one of the armoured car things, and is shooting at some random people sort of lying around. I think his team is all kind of trying to attack this base. None of them quite want to be the first one to go in, as there are rockets pouring towards them. Tank is reversing itself out of it. Everybody's backing up when the armoured car... It wants to do some wheelies. I don't quite know why it wants to do some wheelies, but yeah... Some wheelies were required at that moment in time, apparently. And finally, Blaze 53, again on Battlefield 4, parked on a bridge. Is sat in the gunner seat with his tank, and he's having a look around. You know, there's spotting a helicopter in the distance. There's all sorts of stuff going on. Starts shooting at the chopper when things start going a little bit wrong. The tank it's just fallen off the bridge. I'm not quite sure how they managed it from being perfectly stationary to being upside down in a tank. Don't quite know how they did it, but well done. Well done for managing to roll a tank. Anyway, that is it for this video, guys. If you have clips you would like to submit to this series, then you can via our forums. There will be a link in the description. At the very top is the FailRace clip submission section. In there, you can find all of the rules and how to submit clips. But that is it from me. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.